Welcome, Taurus, to your reading for the full moon in Vedic Leo on February 26th, about midnight my time. I'm Mountain Standard Time. This particular full moon will fall in your fourth house of residence, real estate, land, farming, natural resources. And it falls within the Leo Aquarius polarity because the sun and moon, the sun will be in Aquarius and the moon will be in Leo. Full moons are always oppositions. And so the light of the sun will be reflecting in your fourth house off of the moon that is there. This is about how we see ourselves within the group, about how we are finding our power and integrating the light that we own. Finding a signifier card for your Celtic cross reading here as we contemplate how sharing what you love might happen in the house of home. You know, many things that you could consider your home: land, farming, any of your natural resources. And in this reading, Taurus, you are showing up as the opossum. This particular card is about diversion, refusing to struggle, not playing, right? You're playing dead this full moon in some matter, perhaps a matter concerning your fourth house. The opossum is a very convincing actor and is able to completely distract and divert attack by acting as if there's just nobody home. And that's not an advice card. That's actually how you're showing up with this. You're showing up in, kind of a Taurian way as a very stoic character to the point of deadness, inert. And somehow you've got to share what you've loved from there. We've got to find the joy of giving in this. You are covered by Mother Earth. This could represent a real death of some sort. I don't think it's yours. I think it's more or less symbolic or metaphorical. I think something about you, maybe something about the way that you fit into groups because it's Aquarian. Your relationship to consensus reality, something about that is dying. Something about that is being covered over by the creative reciprocity of grounded self-protection. The soil of the very earth is taking something that used to belong to your self-expression within the group. The light and power that you own is being, part of it is being given to the earth. Now, this could just be a deep ecological awareness that's emerging in you, but you are crossed by stamina. You seem to be out of endurance at this particular full moon. It does definitely seem like something is symbolically leaving you. The pacing, the endurance, the stamina is not there. It's not available to keep it up. And in the light of the Aquarian sun, it could just be, you can't keep up the pretenses of who you are to a certain group of individuals anymore. And you're dead to that. It's not any longer serving you. The crowning card is deer. I love that card. That's one I get often. And, all the animals that you get to see, I get to see this one the most often. I'm always reminded of how this card, because I know deer, so I know that they're not always this way, but this card represents the gentleness and the embodied caring that mammals on the planet are, right? We're here as a little bit more of we require more care, so we represent more care within the species. And it looks like, to me, something harsh about you may be dying, Taurus. Something uncaring, something inert can no longer last. Beautiful. Your foundation card is grace. Unearned, not a meritocracy. This is just something that's given from spirit. This is all about surrender and witnessing revelation and grace and awe and beauty. And perhaps you are so moved by beauty or the loss of something beautiful, the inability of something beautiful to last, that you're moved to gentleness, a new slowness, a different rhythm comes from a revelation, an awing sight, something that brings you in communion with the divine. You're moving away from a camouflage. Interesting cards to see together. Camouflage and playing dead, as it were, or obfuscation, kind of diversion. These tactics maybe are what's leaving you. It could be that you are ready to come clean, ready to show your gentle underbelly, ready to move forward with a new sort of caring, compassionate quality. Oh, and I didn't think I had any reversals in this particular deck, but I did. 42, the bat. This is rebirth. And rebirth upside down is probably, I'm sorry about the death messages, but there definitely is something coming to an end here. There's lots of light and grace in it, whatever it is, but something is definitely finished. And it's, the synesthesia of seeing with sound that bat does. They echolocate in this really interesting way. They can see in the dark. They can find tiny moving targets in complete darkness. They don't have good eyesight. They have a way of feeling their way forward. It's kind of a ritual end and a new beginning at once. It's a new way of seeing, a new way of being, and it looks to me like it came through some sort of divine revelation. It brought you to life. It brought you through the soil, through the difficulty of inertia, through the hiding, and it's bringing you forward in, so right ways up, this is rebirth. In this direction, it's a new beginning, but in a way we've not seen before. A completely new start. I keep feeling revelation through this, and it looks like it's been kind of gentle for you. The antelope card is action. Whatever it is, you need to act on it. This is the card of, I know what to do and I know how to do it. And you seem to know through your light, your integration, the power you own, how to bring what you love into this sacred river, right? This movement forward that looks like there is no movement forward. You know a way to shamanize the whole moment and move it forward with magic and spirit and grace and gentleness out of the shadows and into transformation, right? Wow, that's beautiful. So butterfly is exactly that. Butterfly is transformation, obviously. He's got the stages of transformation, the egg, the larva, the cocoon, and then the birth. You know, anytime you would come upon a birth in nature, you know, if you didn't know a whole lot about it, you might think that it is some kind of an emergency. Blood is being spilled, there's moaning, there's groaning. In the case of the butterfly, the entire body of the insect as a caterpillar is completely dissolved, right, in its cocoon. And what emerges is a different animal entirely. I think that's what this is all about. I think for you, Taurus, there is some magical, unutterable, unspeakable, unlanguageable change that's happening. And it's about the earth too, and being an earth sign, and this particular earth sign, and having Mars and Rahu in there as well. There's just some giant transformation that's coming over you. Let's see what else it's about. In your hopes and fears, you have self-esteem, the moose. This is kind of my octogenarian card, right? Because you don't get this kind of wisdom, the kind of wisdom that moose has, this like, I want to proclaim it to the mountaintops kind of bugling, we have them in both cases, the call of here I am. And it's so fitting for this full moon, where knowing yourself as spirit is the antidote for any kind of out of sync collective, like feeling like an outcast sort of thing. It's seeing yourself and believing in yourself enough to be joyous about it, to be wise about it. And you may be a little fearful. I mean, the whole thing isn't talking about an easy transformation. It's talking about a big, gut-churning, giant, revelatory sea change. Like everything about this is changing and moving from an inert, playing dead state into a very vital and living new moment. Beautiful. And you're moving into the feminine energies of Otter. Balanced femininity. This is about receptivity. This could be hard for a Taurus, right? It could be a little difficult for someone who is an earth sign on the level that Taurus is to have to receive. Usually Taurians provide, and they provide beautiful, pleasing personalities to everyone in the group. And it looks like you're receiving something and it's brand new. The card that governs this whole reading, the bottom of the deck, is Wolf, the teacher. It looks to me like there could be some amazing teaching, revelation, some word, some scripture, some revelation from spirit. It could be entirely internal to you, that could come to you from like an incredibly deep meditation, a near-death experience, you know, the death of something that you very much cherish, but this beautiful new receptive, warm, kind, balanced energy is coming out of it, and it gives you something to share with the collective, which is the whole point of the full moon. And that's what I was trying to say at the very beginning. It's about the integration of the power of your own light, the light that you own, and your ability to share what you love for the sheer joy of giving. The only cure for lost love is to give love. I'm going to say that one more time because that's what these cards just said to me. The only cure for lost love is to give love. I hope that's for you, Taurus. I'm so grateful that I got to share this moment with you and that I got to read these cards and this transmission from Spirit. I hope your full moon is just amazing. Let me know. Subscribe, share, like, all those things. Thank you.